Good afternoon. How are we doing? What's going on? What's going on? APP looking primed and ready to go. JPM was great. Anybody hit JPM today? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I had to. My phone rang. I was gonna come on at 11:30, and then my phone rang. Long phone call. One of those mornings. JPM. Let's go. Yeah, so that was great. I took a starter here on JPM earlier this morning, a little after the market open. It looked kind of primed and ready to go, kind of in this area, and then added some more on this dip, and then boom, we got our push. And I took a chunk off, took a pretty large chunk off into this push up, and now I've just got a trailer on because because I'm looking for a target push into the high up here. But I've taken a chunk of my profits here. It was like 117% or so on the large piece off into this push up. And now I've just got the trailer left. But that was a nice little play today. Obviously, banks are doing well. Banks and financials are doing quite well. You're welcome. Glad y'all hit that. Can I check out the LTBYOLO chart? Yeah, that's the load the boat. You only live once. Amazon working today. Oh yeah, look at that. We're off and running. Look at that. That thing is a beaut. There's a lot of good looking charts. Oh, an inside day as well. I like the inside day play. You know what else is looking real nice is PayPal. It's pushing this dip this afternoon when the market not this afternoon, this morning when the market kind of did a little pull would have been a great entry. But I was not looking at PayPal at that time. What I should have done, in hindsight, was have an alert on that point of control, and when PayPal dipped into it, buy it with both hands. Look at that. My goodness. What a great buy that would have been. Yeah, I was noticing PayPal up here this morning, and I was like, that looks pretty good. I'm going to have to come back to it. And then the market did its little pull, and it would have given us a great entry spot. But of course, hindsight is 2020. Hindsight. Yeah, UPS. Oh no, it's not there anymore. That was where I had UPST. UPST. I'm just kind of looking. We're playing that 2 days ago, before the dip. And then I was kind of looking to see if this would get up into the gap, and I was going to try and play it for a gap close. If it got up and going again, but it's just sort of rounding now. I don't know that it's going to do anything too exciting today. Bitcoin is pushing hard. And the indices are just kind of hanging out. Well, not exactly. We're having, this is not giving us a sign of a trend day, right? This is more of, ADDs hovering around 500, 5 to 600. Our Vold reading is positive, but it's, hovering around 1.3. And then our ticks are kind of all over the place, meaning they're not just positive ticks and not just negative ticks. So this tells me we're most likely going to stay within a range today, but most likely, you can never fully predict what's happening, but this tells me I think we're probably going to end up having more of a range type of day, and which would stand to reason because we are in OPEX week, right? And so somebody was asking me about OPEX earlier and whether the let's use the SPX, shall we? That'll be better. So if we go back, let's see, where are we? Today is Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. This is Thursday, and this is Friday, right? So this run up was crazy. So our Thursday low was basically our open, right? So Thursday, Pipple Thursday low was essentially our open. And then on Monday, at least so far, we put in the high, right? And it doesn't always happen, let's say, on a Monday, or it could happen on a Wednesday. But what will most likely happen is we'll range within, the most recent high and this Pipple low, which could actually be maybe more, around this low where we almost tapped yesterday too. And we'll sort of chop around within there. That's sort of a typical OPEX week. The true Thursday, Friday gap, right? If you've seen the OPEX week video, the true Thursday, Friday gap is about right here, right? So the whole theory behind, just sort of tracking OPEX week is that market makers are going to swing it up and swing it down, so that we end up sucking out a lot of premium, and then we end up kind of coming back to the center area, roughly. It's not an exact science, but they want to make people hurt the most, and they want to suck out premium as they swing to the high and swing to the low. And so that's what, an OPEX week will look like. So let's say if we were going to draw this out some more, this could do this and then like that. And then on Friday, we're kind of finishing somewhere in, I wonder what max pain is. Has anybody looked that up yet? Max pain for this week? Let's see. I will do it. Let's see. Let's go XPXW. Doesn't always like that, does it? SPY on the 15th. Let's see, max pain is 580. So if we go here to SPY, oh, max pain is way down here. Way down here. All right, well, I don't know that we're going to hit max pain. That's way down in the center of this gap here. Oh, that's pretty crazy. That would be one hell of a pull into Friday if that were to happen. Well, I don't know why it's not giving me the SPXW here. Sometimes this site is a little buggy. Yeah, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like SPX. Also does not like that. Okay, fair. Yeah, I hope we're not going there, right? That would be kind of crazy. Milwaukee Mike, you can Google Max Payne, but it is based on all of the options expiring on that OPEX or on any expiration day, but especially like an OPEX week expiration. It's where the most amount of people will be at the most amount of pain, meaning losing the most amount of money. And so if it's the you have to Google it for the actual explanation, but they've combined or compared all the calls and all the puts that have been bought and sold, and they've reached a point where I can kind of show you. They also do it in a graph form. Here, I'll pull this over real quick. All the calls and all the puts bought and sold come to a center point, which is the maximum pain in the SPX. It's 59.75 area. So if we go back to the SPX, what did I say? 59. Oh, that one's much closer. So 59. Look at that. Look at what I just did. No, I'm just kidding. So this blue bar that I drew on the SPX, right? With this gap between Thursday, Friday, when we're talking about the OPEX week, right? So this is Thursday of last week. Oh, if I could just write, right? This is Thursday and Friday. And the gap between the two, small, but I usually like to mark that gap because as we get into OPEX week, if it's going to be a normal OPEX week, they're not always normal. Sometimes you get a run up, sometimes you get a massive sell off. You kind of come back into wherever that sort of gap is between the two days. And so maximum pain on the SPX is 59.75, which is right here. All right, so it is right in that box. Right, so if we don't get too far outside of there, chances are we'll settle somewhere in that range. I mean, if we push up, another, 100 points, then the chances we actually get back to there are slim. But if market makers are able to keep it in here, then they'll probably pin that area, which is interesting. I might look at like an iron butterfly or just a regular butterfly for that 59.80 number or 59.75 for the end of this week. I might look at what that looks like. So does that kind of make sense? Yeah, there is maximum pain for any name that has options expiring that week. Yes, Fog, I am recording. So any name that has options expiring at the end of that week, or at the end of any week, you can look forward. The maximum pain, you can find a maximum pain number for it. Now, you don't always hit that maximum pain number, right? But it's always nice to know kind of where it is, and if it looks like the range could find that. November 15th, SPX 5650. King Fib. 59.75. Oh, on the 13th. 59.75. 56.50 on the 15th. Did I do that wrong? Oh, yeah, those were 13s, weren't they? Good call. Good call. They changed to today's. So today's max pain is 59.75. Thanks. Good call out. Max pain is 50 for Friday. Yeah, you're right. Is 57.30, which is way back down here near where the SPY was. Even lower. Is that right? 57.30. Yeah, that's way down here for Friday. When I went from SPY to SPX, it jumped to today's. So that's max pain for Friday. Yikes. We're not going to hit that. But this is interesting for today. SPX 0 DTE options expiring today. Max pain is 59.75. Good catch. And that's from all the people buying in here for the following week, buying and or selling. And then the election hits and we get this massive, massive jump in the market. Interesting. Coach Rogers, yeah, I did a video on the butterflies, the iron butterflies. And you can watch that. That's on YouTube. Let's see here. It's one of the more recent ones. At that link. Well, that's not. Why didn't that trigger? Did I do something wrong? Isn't that the YouTube prompt? What's wrong with my brain? I can go find it for you. Oh, the exclamation point's at the start. I got some issues today. Oh boy. Thank you. But yeah, you can. I did a video on it, and I will just put that in here just so you can see it. This is the iron butterfly. Basically, you're trying to capture premium on a 0 DTE, and you're trying to pen to a certain price. So you're buying, you're selling the two strikes. You're selling a call and selling a put at the same strike, and then you're buying further out call, a higher call, and buying a lower put. And so it kind of creates a risk profile that looks like an arrow with varying degrees of profitability along that. It's a high reward to low risk type play, but then you're also capturing theta decay on a 0 DTE or even 2 to 3 day DTE option. Yeah. So if you watch that video, you'll kind of get an idea. So for today, you could, that would be pretty skewed. That would mean the market is going to pull back down all the way 59.75. That would be betting that the market, so if you were going to do an iron butterfly, you would buy the 50 or sell the 59.75 call and put. And then I usually like to do them about 20 wide. So you would then buy the 59.95s and then call along, and then also buy the 59.55 put, and that would create your iron butterfly, and you would profit if roughly if this filled into, if we closed kind of roughly in this area, right? With varying degrees of profitability the closer you get to the 59.75. It does look like we have a sniper potentially setting up. No, that already triggered on the 1 minute. What's it look like on the 2? Oh yeah, sniper getting ready to trigger on the 2. So I'm gonna look at SPY or SPX puts, and I'm gonna see if I can give this a shot. See if this comes back over. 2's getting ready to fire. I'm going to put a buy stop order in. See if it'll trigger me as it pushes down. Today I'm using the 600 on the SPY. And let's see if this 2 minute trigger wants to push. It's got a fair value gap in here, so it might not, but definitely worth a shot. Keeping risk in control. Let's see what it wants to do. How does AAP look? APP. Man, this thing's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, isn't it? Yeah, these are fog. These are 0 DTE plays. All the snipers are 0 DTE plays. You know what's interesting is look at our ticks. They're just getting pretty. They're hovering down here near 600. Love to see this roll over just a little bit here. Okay, there's a decent push. Watching those ticks pretty carefully over here. See if it's going to hold that fair value gap there. I've already got my OCO orders in, so it'll trigger either way. Nice, pushing a little more. Come on, let's get through that gap. If not, I'm going to take profits here. Pushing, good. I'm going to move my stop to 0 to break even, meaning there. And I just got taken out at 28%. Nice little winner. Anyone catch that? Yeah, they're just nice little plays. We had our trigger here on this 2-minute chart, right? We had an earlier trigger on the 1-minute chart. We took the trade about here, right? And we got our 25%. Yeah, Kathy, it's hard because I have to be on the mic when it's live, and then there has to be a setup when I'm on the mic. So, and an equal number of them also don't work. But as long as you're keeping your risk management intact, then you're profitable. But this one was just lucky that there were a number of things that came together. We had come up and kind of tested this previous high. We had been drifting up most of the latter part of the morning and into the afternoon, and we were getting our setup. So it just looked there were a number of things that came together. Also, given the indicators on the day that are kind of showing more of a range-bound day versus a trend day, that the pieces came together to make that a possible a probable trade. God, it took me a long time to search for one word, probable. Yeah, when the setup appears, I'll just kick Nate off the stream mid-sentence so I can show it to you. Yeah, these are tough, and also you have to you have to really just manage your risk. Yeah, and if you want to see one of the videos on how to do that, how to do the sniper trades, that's also on YouTube. Yeah, you really must be nimble and not afraid to stop out when you're wrong. That's another big one. Let's look at a couple charts, and then I am going to jump off. Let's see, NDX, a couple 30-minute charts. That looks really nice. CRM, oof, God, CRM looks really nice too. Visa, I mean, it looks pretty good. Schwab, no. Maybe I should wear my glasses. That would help. Maybe one should wear their glasses. Let's see. FI. I do like that one. No. ADP to Wiki. How's APP looking? I mean, that's just getting tight, isn't it? It's crazy. I mean, that thing's bound to go here soon. It's Trading View here. I'll send you the YouTube, and then in the YouTube there's also a link. You think you can get 30 days free or something like that through that link. So I'll put the sniper trade video in there. Hold on a sec. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me... I have a whole, there's a whole playlist on YouTube of the sniper indicator and the setup. Here it is. No, that's not what I want. There it is. And then there's a second one on how to set up that indicator once you have it. And it should be like the very next video. Anybody have any charts they want me to look at before I jump off? I have an iron butterfly on from earlier today at 59.85. So that might work out pretty well if we work towards max pain here. You want to look at shop? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, that thing looks amazing. There's nothing that, for me, there's nothing to do with it here because we're pushing up into resistance area. Now it might break out, but it's also pushing up into this point of control here, and it could see you know, this kind of a move, right? Where then we could potentially play it off of VWAP. But buying it here, it's too close for me. For me, it's too close to a resistance level. I would want to see some pullback in which to get in for a further move. But the chart itself looks great. MU on the daily. Whoops. I mean, it's definitely coming into a short-term support level. Well, I guess that's not really short-term, multi-day support level. I could see taking a risk, a good risk-reward trade on that, back up into this area up here. So basically looking at playing it from 100 to 114. I could see that play. Kevin, the 28% profit was just on a sniper on the. I used the SPY, but I used multiple contracts. You can also use the SPX and trade 1 or 2 contracts, but on a 0 DTE sniper play. Anybody have any other charts? Amazon? Yeah, they do. The XPS. XSP? Yeah, Amazon looks great. It's just extended. Like there's no play here, really. The play was getting it yesterday or first thing today for me. Well, that's hard to say because it's at all-time highs. So where will it top out? Don't know. You look for nice round numbers as potential support levels. You can also come back here and use, like a fib on this most recent pullback and go, 1272, which it has just hit, right? You see that? That's the 1272 extension there, which it just bounced off of. And then the 618, those are possible levels of resistance, which is really 214 and 216 essentially. Yeah, but ANF looks great. For a stock that was just going straight up for a while, it's now doing some serious consolidating, isn't it? Yeah, into earnings. I could see that play. Yeah, Microsoft's running. How are you getting crushed on APP? It's not moving much at all. It's moving $4. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Crushed would be if it did that. At least to me it would. Unless you're playing this week's options and you've been in them for two or more days, then yeah, on Theta you're probably getting destroyed. Oh, Netflix all-time high. And just under all-time high, yep. Love that. Love that that's in my long-term account. That thing's got a squeeze going on it. Ooh, baby. Wonder what the market wants to do this afternoon. Probably come back in a little, but who knows. So I'm going to start looking around for plays like JPM from today. Plays that look like this, where we can take nice hits. And I'll put them here in chat if I come across them and I find them. And I know Nate will be back on here a little bit later. And D-Man. So, full day. All right, let me look at STX before I jump off. STX. Well, STX on the what? What did you say? STX double bottom on the 15-minute. Yeah, I see it. I mean, that's a support level, good risk reward level. The only thing is when you get these, you should watch and see if there's an even smaller bounce. What tends to happen. This could just be, a W, and this could do that, or it could do, smaller bounce, break. But I do like this. I do like this level for a potential bounce. At least back up to here. If not, like a full-on bounce. It hit this spot 2, 3 different times. But a break of that, I would be cautious if it were me. You're hoping for the first scenario, yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump off, but I'll leave my screen up. If anybody wants to, look for a sniper type trade, and then when Nate comes back, he'll steal it from me. So I will talk to you all later.